let's go ahead and recap for August because I know we talked a lot about the exposure and how juicy August is going to be and how many things are going to be exposed and how many secrets are going to come to light and how obviously the corruption was going to be shown. All of these things. But on the flip side of that, I did tell you August is going to be scary. So this is why I wanted to do a recap today so we don't forget that part. You have to understand that the reason this is being compared to World War II and a German country is because that's exactly what's been trying to be implemented. It needs to be complete control. It needs to be at a point of complete control. I will kill you, fly. I will murder your parents and bury them while ripping their wings off and using you in spells. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So there needs to be complete control in order for the couch man to be implemented the way that he needs to implement, the way that he needs to rule. Because he right now is more of a cult. And they can control the cult, but they can't control everybody else. So they put things in place to control everybody else. And just to recap, in several other predictions, I said they're going to end up bringing the immigrants back to work on these farms as slaves. That they're going to basically rent them from the government to these farms with no real pathway to citizenship. They said it might be something like that, but we know it ain't. And they're going to ship them back over here to, man, I don't know how to, I can't, there's only so many things on TikTok I can say before videos start being suppressed, okay? You're seeing it with all creators that are speaking out right now. I've seen it in my own videos that are just based on readings, telling you guys what's up. But the recap is important because what's about to happen is going to be scary. When you guys asked me would there be military on the ground on U.S. soil, I said yes. When you said, will the military stand up to their oath? And I said, well, it's going to be split. And we haven't even got to the point where all of it's been split. You asked me, would there be deaths? And I said, yes, many. You asked me, would there be natural disasters? I said, yes, many. And we're not even done with that yet. We haven't even seen any kind of cataclysmic disaster. Like, yeah, it's all been bad. Yes, there's been casualties. We ain't seen shit yet. And I'm not saying that's going to be in August. This isn't a complete August recap, but I just want you to know that August going to be scary as shit. Juicy on one hand. All the exposures, all the secrets, all the whistleblowers, just everything coming out, everything getting pieced together as the awakening is happening, right? Because the Epstein death, that video, all of that is an awakening. Even to the fact that they stood on 10 toes and said the prison deletes that minute of footage every single night. Blondie said this prison system deletes this footage every single night. Then that got deconstructed. I was like, this video's been edited in Adobe software, this software, and that. Now she's come out with saying, oh, we've recovered that minute. And there's nothing to see there. We've recovered the minute, there's nothing to see there. It's still edited footage. So people are piecing shit together. Here's the thing about some MAGA and people that are part of the agenda. It's not going to matter. They like the side that allows them to do violence. They're having trouble retaining enough numbers to keep the ICE operations going, to the fact that they are going out of their way to hire different types of people and even forcing FEMA members who is to rescue and save people to work for ICE, which FEMA, if anyone is in FEMA and in this room right now, if you're in this room right now, FEMA, and you get over to ICE, you have an opportunity to do something great. You have an opportunity to be on the ground and pop tires so no one can leave. You got an opportunity to be on the ground and mess up a whole operation. You got an opportunity to get in the back of that Penske truck and drop your pants and diarrhea all over the back of it and make them literally work in their own poo. You got an opportunity, if you are forced to move from FEMA to ICE, to identify as a menace. You got to be like Eminem. You got one shot. You got one shot. When I heard that news, I was like, shit, that's good news because that puts us in play. That's an easy play. Please put the right people in there because we gon' fuck some shit up. We gon' fuck some shit up if we're smart. But being that FEMA risks their lives to save others and help others, I'm going to hope they're going to go in there and take the opportunity to do what's right. Not protest, not speak up, not go on a newscast, but to make a fucking statement. Now, we know we are setting up for the fall here. That's his final tower, personally, for him as far as this presidency. Vance is already setting it up where he going to step in. Why do you think Vance having private meetings right now? Why do you think Vance going ahead and getting things prepared, statements prepared, how they're going to do this? This isn't going to happen overnight. Of course it's not going to happen overnight. In fact, I told you I don't even see the real removal of him until like October, fall type weather, cooler type weather, leaves changing and falling around is how I've seen him leaving and the wet and cold kind of fall weather in DC, okay? And ultimately, we know Couchman and the whole brigade gets taken down too by the people. The people. The women save the world. The people stand up. We change things for the better, and the whole world is watching. You really got to go to my 4-year pinned reading on the page to really kind of understand, even though it has sped up, kind of how this all plays out and where the hope is, where the win is, and what it's going to take. Because what if I say it's going to take the whole time? Us standing up and playing offense and not defense. And y'all know what that means. I don't have to get into detail. You know what offense means. Okay? We steady playing defense in court cases and protest signs and trying to do everything right. There is no law anymore. There is no rule of law. It's all fake. Nobody in ICE follows it. Nobody in the courts follow it. Nobody in the White House follows it. Nobody in Congress follows it. Why the fuck are we following it? We have a choice to be a good human being and stand on that. We have a choice to stand up and put ourselves in a position, which I know doesn't happen. I know we don't stand up as a nation for the ultimate takedown until Couchman is in office. So I just need you to prepare yourself and watch the show of everything. Still be part of the fight. Still do everything that you can. Still have a voice. Still stand up for others right now. But just don't expect, civil war in the streets until the transition, because that's not what I see. August and even going in September, I mean, the juiciness, the secrets, the linking, the files that are released, the corruption that's going to be at an all-time high. So good. And then we're gonna have the comedians and the artists and people really, really being outspoken and no longer getting cared if they're canceled. Like this is really gonna put forth in our face who's for the people, who's decent, who deserves our money, and who would be pulling the lever on the gas chambers if we was all in there. Over $1. Over $1. Okay? Because keep in mind, Bezos could help pay off national debt. Bezos could help make sure that America gets onto a United Healthcare program, even where he profits off of it, and they do nothing. It has always been a geno of the American people, baby. And the awakening through these exposure secrets are going to hurt. Oh, it's going to hurt to self-reflect and look at ourselves and where we brought ourselves and the generations before us have put us. And especially the rich. Especially the rich. And things are going to get ugly, but at one point in the most beautiful way. So that's your recap for the weekend. And I hope you guys have a great one.